All right, ladies and gentlemen, the president of Parents' Choice Foundation, Claire Green.
So I know Picky Teacher's not here, but if you can represent Picky Teacher.
Sure, yeah.
All right. I know you've been telling me for a long time, warning me about Microsoft and a computer that isn't an Apple. So the cloud ate my homework. Yeah. So I'm going to just wing it, right? We're going to talk about the good and the bad part about going almost last is that in many ways I feel like an echo. In a lot of ways I hope I've been a sponge. So let's just try a couple of things. Ready?
Oh. Ah!
No Boston Red Sox.
Ah! Hey, what's wrong with the Red Sox?
All right.
I thought you were a designated hitter.
Yeah, well, okay. Now, usually at this point in the conference, the people seem to be weighted on this side of the room. I can't really tell. But I need your help to divide into two sections, please.
That's easy. There's an aisle right down the center.
Okay, and there are enough safe enough people.
I feel like Moses.
Yeah, that's good. Where are your tablets, Darren? Okay, I'm going to start. Oops, Scott just had an idea. I'm going to start on each side of the room, and we're going to play a game that when I was a child, and that was not in 1993, it was called telephone. Anybody remember how to play telephone? Okay. For those of you who don't know how to play telephone, Wikipedia said it's also called Chinese whispers. But we start with a phrase that I will whisper, and there are two different phrases, one for each side of the room. I will whisper in the ear of one person, and then you'll have to pass that phrase along, and the last person in line, raise your hand, and when everybody's finished, you have to say it out loud. Do you want to be on this side? Do you want to start this?
Start with Ann. No, start with Amy.
You have to whisper and pass this along too, right?
Oh, that's like this. I don't know, that's this. You want to start? Sure.
She's going to say buzz off.
Okay. You're on this. Which side would you like? You want to be on this side? And I'll start with Ann. Okay.
Warren, can we have some whispering music, please?
Sorry, I won't remember it.
Sour.
So, I know this is going to take a while. Can you listen and talk at the same time? I can't multitask. I'm from the old school when we used to read directions about where going in the car. I had to turn off the radio. It was just never made any sense to me. So no, you don't want me to keep talking, okay? Yes? Okay. So at Parents' Choice, I'm really horrible at self-promotion. I just want to say a couple of things. At Parents' Choice, we have a couple of beliefs that really drive us. And this is all with a nod to what many of you have said. Is Ben still in the room? Waterford, way back. Oh, you've changed. No wonder I didn't recognize you. Okay. So Ben was talking about needing the structure of learning. And limits, really, putting limits on kids, or defining things, on relationships, it's really the kindest thing you can do. So yes, structured learning is very important. There's no question about it. But it's not the only way to learn. All right, we believe that children are born scientists, musicians, linguists, and artists. And we want to encourage the probing, questioning, and the testing that kids do so well. Those are the phrases. We believe that kids learn through play, both inside and outside the classroom. Oh,
I'm saying you want.
do you want me to do what?
Just put them down there.
Oh,
As you go.
okay, I just throw
You're
them
good. I'm sorry.
because I can't find anything this morning. We believe it's our responsibility to help children. Oh, thank you. I lost my place for sure. We believe it's our responsibility to help children think, see, and learn above and beyond the traditional skills of reading, writing, and arithmetic. And I'm not talking about what Lauren asked me to. And above all, we believe that learning is fun, and we want kids to know it. We do. We talk about play, and play is not in the context which I'm talking today. Play can be reading a book, or listening to music, or playing with an app, or playing on the floor. Play is essential to development because it contributes to the cognitive, physical, social and emotional well-being of children and youth. Play also offers an ideal opportunity for parents to engage fully with their children. That is from Chip's friends at the American Academy of Pediatrics.
Close friends?
Yeah, some of them are.
Okay.
And we all know that the United Nations High Commission for Human Rights has recognized that play is the right of every child on February 1st, 2013. It further expanded the definition of play to express its critical role in child development and promoting a child's well-being. And we all know that research shows that playful children are more well-adjusted and can even more easily solve problems. Yeah. Okay. Play is really, it's about how children learn about themselves and the world around them. And play is really crucial to learning. And learning is enhanced by spontaneity, emotion, and play. JP talked about this the other day, about being engaged. We all talk about, Chip talked about engagement. It's always about getting that engagement, and then they'll learn. They'll become lifelong learners. You get them where they're interested, you get them engaged, and that's not to say it's just entertainment or edutainment. Someone's asked, it may have been JP yesterday, did someone during school ever say to you, what do you want to learn? I think that was a really great question. Nobody asked me. Maybe because I talk too much, I don't know. And play makes for enthusiastic and resilient learners. And play is a universal language. Play can serve as diplomacy, salvation, and sometimes, if any of you saw The Beast of the Southern Wild, it's almost survival. So it's really interesting. But how do kids learn? How are we doing on the game? We have a progress bar. Oh, lost the original. Where's the original? Okay. Let me know with a hand, because I have... Are you finished? No, you're done. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I heard someone whisper something about someone from Nantucket.
There once was a man from
I
Nantucket.
heard someone whisper that.
Don't go
Yikes.
there, Edward Lear, Limericks, right, the old school. So how do kids learn? We've heard a lot about how children learn. This is not about theory. I'm not up here to talk about any of that, because if you weren't paying attention yesterday morning, your graduate school handout packet, it's so beautifully done. Really. It's really beautifully done. Okay, you may take that now. Kids learn by playing peekaboo. I mean, you can walk up to any child, if you're not afraid of being arrested, and try a peekaboo, and that you'll respond to your playing, and that child is learning. If you think, as a young parent, that when children drop Cheerios from a high chair, it's just because they don't like the taste, it's a game, it's an experiment. How many times can I get Mom to pick that Cheerio up off the floor? Right? And we learn by, pardon me? A lot. It's a lot, right.
Infinity.
Right. Oh. And we're talking about physical play versus digital play. We've talked a lot about that. Who's the next Maria Montessori? Who's the next this? As I said to Sanj earlier today, those people weren't those people until they went quasi. Right? Prophet has no mind. So we don't really know. It's too early to tell all of that. In physical play, Kids can dress up or they can blow things up. They can climb a tree, dig a hole, and they can kiss a boo-boo. In digital play, children can explore the science behind blowing things up. They can strap on a GoPro and record themselves climbing that tree and then share it with everybody else. But they can't kiss a boo-boo or know what it feels like to play in the mud. Physical play affords opportunities to engage all of our senses and therefore continue to get kids to engage and to develop. Digital play can't yet. And I'm not here to have a debate about whether digital media, digital toys, digital play teaches skills. Clearly it does. It teaches some that we know of, and we don't know others yet. But wait, this is just in also from Chip's friends at the American Academy of Pediatrics. There may be more skills being developed via digital play than we knew even a couple of weeks ago. Dr. Victor Strasberger of the University of New Mexico, that's not barbershop, the lead author of a new policy document from the American Academy of Pediatrics, claimed, now this is really key, claimed that all 14-year-old boys with an internet connection in their bedroom would be looking at pornography online. Really? Really? And just wait until the Disney touchback screen starts working. Warren's blushing. I can't even believe it. So what else? I mean, what? The 14-year-old boys are delayed? I don't know. But anyway, so there are a lot of skills that digital play can teach as well as physical. Do they transfer yet? We don't know. We learned about some sensory motor skills in a number of apps that we saw. We learned about that when you go to rent a car and you start to drive away, and if you can or you can't remember. So we're talking about, and again, I'm going to go back to Warren's handout in the packet, 18 and 19, pages 18 and 19 perhaps. And it's really, it's not only a primer, it really is a graduate school course. What do kids learn? When do they learn it? At what ages are they able to concentrate, pay attention, switch? And I also happen to think that if any of you are having any difficulties communicating with your spouses, this is also, it does double duty about what's going on in their heads and their hearts and how best perhaps to deal with them, or which playthings you may want to distract them with or calm them down. How are we doing with the phrases? We're good? Okay. I'd like to hear this, the spokesperson for this side.
Okay. We should not give too much talk to children's emotional experience.
Okay. This phrase was, Maria Montessori once said, never give more to the mind than you give to the hand.
Wow.
Can you repeat it one more time? One more time.
So the truncated version of that is, we should not give too much talk to children's emotional experience.
This was, I don't remember the page number, but it's also in your handout. And we know what this means, right? Everybody has learned what this means over the past few days. From this side of the room. No pressure.
No pressure. So I heard his trend was exposed to 2 trackables.
No.
That's funny.
You ready?
So you guys got the names.
Each truck was equipped with 2 steering wheels and 2 horns with rubber squeeze balls.
That's awesome.
That's really interesting.
So I heard his trend was exposed to 2 trackables.
Trackables. Okay. So, what did we just learn?
We got a messed up group is what we just said.
But was it, yes, what did we learn?
Don't trust what you hear secondhand.
Check your sources.
I think some of what we're talking about is how important social interaction is. I think we're all going to get union cards. We're in New Jersey, right? We're going to get union cards. And I loved it when the thumping was absolutely in time to Stephen's metronome.
Yes.
Game clock ticking. Okay, so that was fun, but it really is so important. Chip was saying this, a lot of really smart people in Washington at the New America Foundation, the gathering, we're all talking about this. Fred Rogers talked about it. Your grandmother probably talked about it. Social interaction really is important. And accomplishment is really key to self-esteem. It's really key. We saw that even in Caroline's video. Those gorgeous young boys. Oh my God, they're adorable. The little blonde, the boy, who was so thrilled that he built it or moved things around. I mean, that's really, really important. But, all right, I can't see this, I can't. There's another thing that I came across in thinking about this, and there was an experiment done about unsolicited evaluation, titled Unsolicited Evaluation is the Enemy of Creativity. All right, I have to read this because I can't see anything. The results of these experiments were quite consistent in experiment after experiment. And this is from Psychology Today, and it could be a Peter Gray column. In experiment after experiment, the participants who made the most creative products were those who did not know that their products would be evaluated. They were the ones, don't try to repeat this through it. They were the ones just playing, not concerned about judgments or rewards. But in physically demanding tasks, like lifting heavy weights, not that I do that, and in tedious tasks, like counting beans, we do better when we're being evaluated than when we are not. But in tasks that require creativity or new insights or new learning, we do better when we are not being evaluated, when we are just playing, not stressed, not afraid of failure. An evaluation generally promotes effort because we want to impress the evaluator. But effort is insufficient for creativity. You can't be more creative just by trying harder. To be creative, you have to back off of yourself in a way that permits the full engagement of certain unconscious mental processes. Processes that generate unusual associations and new ideas. And I think JP was talking about that yesterday as well. Those unconscious processes work best when you are playing, not when you are striving for praise or some other reward. Shocking, my timer never started. Okay, so I want to end, I think yeah, I know, I can yield back my balance at the time. I'm almost finished. This will be just a couple. I think in all of our work, in all of our thinking, in all of what you work to do, it's so important to help children retain the curiosity and the sense of wonder and the imaginations they were born with which they were born. It's really important to do that. Story is important. I do. I think stories are important. It's how we make sense of things. It's how we communicate. It's how we connect with people. And finding ways to help young children create those stories, those narratives, those questions is really what I think is one of the most wonderful things about the kinds of works that we do. And I just want to end with a couple of minutes of showing you how wonderful it is to, oh, I'm staying in my lines, Darren, I don't always do that. How wonderful it is to watch a young child who's interested, who likes making things up, who likes learning, and who likes talking about it. So please watch this.
Petit gros sur le Ça y est, c'est fini.